Hello, everybody. Let's get started here. We are on our NCYC Group Leader live stream for May of 2019. If you are watching in the chat, go ahead and say hello. Let me know that you can hear me. That would be awesome. If you are not watching in the chat, no need to do that. But if you'd like to be in the chat, here's how you do that. If you're watching via the NCYC Group Leader page on the Archdiocesan page, just go click on the video and there should be a YouTube icon. Click on the YouTube icon and you'll be able to watch this video in YouTube. And from that point, you should be able to take care of accessing the chat. You can actually pop the chat function out. That's what I do. And I can watch the chat as all of this is going on. Hello to everybody who's joining us. Thanks for coming on board. We've got some fun stuff to do today, but it shouldn't be horribly lengthy. So I don't want you to be too concerned about giving up your entire Friday on a beautiful Friday. Wasn't that nice outside today? I mean, it's nice in Dubuque. All right, so we'll get this done as quick as we can. So you should be able to see at this point the presentation. So let's click into it. This is, again, just a quick update on what's going on with NCYC. So today's episode is going to feature a forms discussion. This is going to be very brief. It's basically just going to be a reminder that the fact that your forms need to come in. Like we need forms from you. We're going to do voting on t-shirts. I'm going to talk about how that works. We've narrowed it down to our top 3, and we need you all to weigh in on what you think our number 1 choice is going to be. This gives you the chance to buy and decide buy into. You don't have to purchase it. I guess if you want to buy it, you can. The t-shirt that we will be using as a delegation at NCYC. We will talk a little bit about forming chaperones and training chaperones and what the difference of that is. We'll talk about youth formation specific to NCYC and what opportunities are available. And then we will also talk about youth ministry and how we can grow our youth ministry, kind of generally speaking. So if you are in the field of youth ministry as a parish volunteer or employee, that section, this one last slide will be helpful for you. Cool. All right, let's move on to it. So yeah, we're talking about forms again. We do this every month, and so I'm excited about everybody who sent those in already. A lot of gratitude to you. We do have about 3 weeks left until our deadline, so that is a real quick 3 weeks. We do need from you the Archdiocesan youth forms. These are the ones that are specific to your group. They will have in the top corner 3 digits that are your group code. They will have in the paragraphs of the liability waiver, they'll actually name the parishes from your group that are going. That's what we need from you, signed and completed by the adults, but the parents of those young people. The adult arch form is very simple. It's just the 1 paragraph. We need it for all of the adults going from your group. And just as important as all that, we need the online registration to be completed. To do that, you need to log into the NCYC Group Leader portal, and you need to start just plugging in the data. To get the information from each young people, we've created what we call the individual registration form. This is a single sheet of paper that just asks for a lot of information. That's the exact same information you need to put in online. It makes that process pretty easy. The online registration should take about 2 minutes per person to complete. And I did not get a chance this morning to check the database to see how that's all coming, to see how many people have registered participants so far. But last week, I think when I checked it last, it was about 1,000. Look, we're at about, I just checked it right now, we're at 1,004 out of 1,700. So we've got a lot of our groups that have not registered anybody yet. If that is your situation, please do what you can to make that happen as soon as possible. 35 of our 59 groups have entered in somebody. So I guess that's good. So anyway, please get to work on the registration stuff online. It's due the end of this month. Here's the trickle down of that. We need to have our entire group registered up on the online system for the country by the end of June. It takes us up to about 2 hours for each group just to process the forms and the information, make sure everything's ready to go, and then do an upload. So if you can think about that, we got 60 groups and it takes about 2 hours each. So we need a heck of a lot of time, the entire month of June really, to be doing that upload. So that's why we need these in by May 31st. If you are not in by May 31st, there will be a $20 per person increase in cost for everybody who's not in the system. So they won't be considered a late registrant. They just won't be considered early enough to get the standard rate. Okay, if you want to call them late, call them late. That's fine too. All right, but that needs to be in by the end of this month. can't tell you how important that is. All right, that's pretty important to us. All right, so let's move on. So in addition to that, let's talk about t-shirts. This is something that's part of the package price. Every person going to NCYC does get a long sleeve t-shirt. Since it's November, we've been doing long sleeve. People tend to like that. We've had over like 17 different t-shirt designs submitted. And last week at the Faith Formation Leader Conference and Retreat, participants there were able to vote for the shirts that they thought were the best. And from that, we've whittled it down to the best 3 options. So I'm going to present to you the options 1, 2, and 3. You'll be able to see what they are. And in this process, if there's one that you like, all I want to do is you'd let me know the one that you like. There will be an exception with option number 2. There will be some other questions about it, but let's move on. So here's option number 1. I'm not saying where it came from because I honestly don't know, but I've got that written down somewhere. But this is a simple. We will go with this color as is. We're not changing the color on this shirt. The design is pretty straightforward. Translated, the only thing we might do on the back of the shirt, which is Archdiocese of Dubuque, we might actually slap the official logo of the Archdiocese there. I think that's the only edit we would make at this point. But keep calm and pray on. NCYC 2019 with the cross and with the uplifted arms holding up what appears to be the Eucharistic host as a symbol of blessed, broken, and given. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 is a 3-part series with blessed on the front, broken on the sleeve, and given on the back. There's a couple of changes that would probably be made to this. First of all, we are not going to do a white shirt. I think we've learned enough lessons working with young people that we're just not going to do a white shirt. So there would be another color shirt. If this is your preferred shirt, please submit with it in your email to me. Say, Kevin, I'd like option number 2, and I'd like it to be, and then say what color you'd like. So we can go back to green like we did last year. We can do any other color you want to do. So please, the color here would be important. In fact, if you're going to pick any other option, still let me know what color you'd like this shirt to be. It just can't be white. The other thing we might do is change the font of the words blessed, broken, and given to more closely match the artwork that goes along with it. So you'll see what I mean here coming up on the next slide. But you see here's the Archdiocesan logo right there on the front. That's the logo we'd probably put on the back of option number 1 as well. So option number 3 includes, again, a front, a sleeve, and a back, which is pretty awesome. The back would probably be the Archdiocesan logo. That's the only change we'd make. But if you look here on the front, you see 3 different fonts for those different aspects of NCYC in the theme. Those are the kind of fonts that we'd probably put with the images. So if you imagine those fonts here, that's kind of what we'd be going with. All right. So options 1, 2, and 3. So here they all are again, with the small edits I've announced. Number 1 includes that color. Number 2 includes any color but that color. And number 3, only edits would be made would be to put the logo on the back instead of just saying Archdiocese of Dubuque. So at this point, if you're watching this live, go ahead and start up an email, k.fine@dbqarch.org or dbqcym@dbqarch.org. And all you got to do is make the title of your email t-shirt choice and then say whether you want option number 1, option number 2, or option number 3. If you are watching this as a recorded video, you can still submit that email. We'll be taking them until Monday, May 13th at noon. At that point, we'd like to get a design upstairs to our graphic design team so they can start polishing this off so that we can get the t-shirts all ordered. And because, when you're ordering 1,700 of something, we want to get that process to the design folks as soon as we can. All right, and shirts take time. Moving on. All right, so let's talk about chaperone formation. This is something we're serious about this year. We've had a few different things kicked around, so I just bear with me as we go through this. What we've learned is that not only are adults who come to NCYC hopefully keeping our young people safe. If you've done this before, you know that there are 3 rules in NCYC, or 2 rules in NCYC, namely that no one dies and no one gets conceived. Those are the 2 rules that we want to make sure all of our chaperones know. But this year we're making a deliberate emphasis to focus a bit further into how do we make our adults, at least some of those adults who are going, equipped to do great youth accompaniment pastoral ministry to the young people who are in their groups, so who are in your groups. So we've done a few different things to do. So our hope is that when you're looking at your group, you're actually delineating those adults and saying, who are the adults who are going just because of their parents of kids going? Maybe they're good people, but maybe they're just not faith mentors. That's fine. That is absolutely okay to have them go. But some of the adults in your group, I trust, are very faith-filled, good role models of their Catholic faith, and you want to put them in front of more teens. So that's the first step, is who are those adults who are going to be great with young people? The second step is, how do we give them a sense of the mission of youth ministry? How do we give them a sense of what they can do at NCYC to help grow these young people beyond just these 3 days? So there's going to be a sense of empowerment and equipping. There's a resource I'm going to point to in just a little bit that equips them with tools of accompaniment. And then what I'd like to see you do is come back and do some ongoing conversations with them about what that can look like specifically in your parish. Now, I'm going to try something brave and bold here, so bear with me as I do this. I'm actually going to try to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to try to share a different screen. So hold on 1 second. This is going to get really goofy. So I apologize. You have to look at me again as I try one more thing. So bear with me. Here we go. All right, you should be looking at now the website from Call to Accompany. This is from the Archdiocese of Atlanta, and this is a wonderful chaperone formation piece. This comes with, if you scroll down, you can see the different videos. Now here's the different pillars of formation. Christina Lamas and Ansel Augustine here being interviewed, other people being interviewed and work through this. The biggest names in youth ministry are all here. And when you watch through one of the pillars, what that allows you to do is actually view some videos. There's a study guide here for you and your adults to complete. And you can learn about different aspects of youth ministry, and this is all free as a gift to the world from the Archdiocese of Atlanta. I have asked them for permission, and they were thrilled that we were using it because they've invested in it and they want people to use it. This is top-notch, good quality stuff. So my challenge to you is if you're up for this challenge, is to use the Call to Accompany materials and the handouts and study guides to go through with some select adults, maybe all of the adults in your NCYC group, but certainly some select adults. If you can form 6 adults from your parish, whether they are NCYC chaperones or not, if you only got 3 adults going in your whole group, pull 3 more into it. If you can form 6 adults into the field of youth ministry and youth accompaniment and equip them with skills and complete the study guides, and then submit a copy of their study guides and just a synthesis report on how you formed them and what you're hoping to do for your parish, and you send that into the Archdiocese by, let's call it September 30th. Somebody write that down. Right around there, the fall, I will credit your group with $225. That's the registration fee for you to go. So let's set the date actually for that as August 31st. Yeah, that might be too late because this is too late going in. We'll credit for you. We're going to figure out a way to make that work. I want your adults to be equipped and going this, and I'm going to kick in $225 per group if you can form your adults to go. And here's why that's really important to me. Because what we are hoping to do is not just do NCYC. We're hoping to have NCYC be something that starts so much more for our diocese, so that when your kids come back from NCYC, they are coming back into a system that is going to keep forming them in the faith. So our hope is that we use this Call to Accompany as a way to form your group leaders so that there is so much more for them than just a 3-day conference. And then so we're going to take a little bit of the money from NCYC, and we're going to reinvest that in your parish's ministry. That's how important this is to us. So here's the overview of Call to Accompany. I will be sending this all out in more detail. We'll have to find a way to get that credit to you. Honestly, we were hoping to have this stuff done in January. It's just coming out now, so I apologize. This is not a good time to start an information program, not in May, June, or July. So if you're doing adult accompaniment in August, September, October, November, and training them up for that role, we will find a way to get you your $225 credit, even if that means we return it to you after NCYC in the form of just a check going right back to your parish. So we will find a way to subsidize your parish's ministry using NCYC funds if you commit to that. So again, complete the four. I'll have to look at which pillars. I don't think you have to do all four. Complete the appropriate pillars, fill out the study guides, have those copied in, and send a synthesis report to me about how you did that, and that'll be worth $225. Cool. Any questions on that? Hold off on them for a while. I'm still developing the answers, but I'm glad that we have the resources to put in front of you. And if you just want to do this because it's good and you don't want to actually fill out the stuff and get your $225, more power to you. That's awesome. All right, other things going on. So in addition to chaperone formation, there is chaperone training. This is details specific to NCYC. So you can be a great youth accompaniment person. You can know how to do small group leadership and how to walk with young people and discuss the faith with very good comfort. But that does not necessarily make you equipped to do NCYC. And you could do NCYC and get equipped, but that doesn't make you good at doing youth accompaniment. So these are different. So the details of NCYC will be specific to the same chaperone training type thing we've done since Moses was in the basket made of reeds. We are going to be doing, here's the dates and locations we have set so far. So we've got, this looks like, I'm doing this math in my head, 6 of them booked. Still trying to set up one in Dubuque. There's some transition happening there, so kind of wait until that gets polished off before we line up a date here, but it'll probably be another date in October. These are typically from 7 o'clock p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So we're trying to keep it to 90 minutes. It's going to be a detailed overview, very important for people who've never been to Indianapolis before, to get an overview of what that's going to be like, know what to expect, and know what's clearly expected of them as a chaperone. If you have people who've gone before, this is not required. We will try to do a recorded, synthesized version of this so that people can just get a quick update, refresher. But I would say for people who are new to NCYC, this is a real strong opportunity for them to just build their comfort in what we're doing with our national conference. Cool. All right. So those dates are here. And again, this will all be posted in the notes and minutes for this as well. In addition to that, we have youth formation resources. So currently available right now, we do have a version of the journal that I can send out in PDF format. I'm hoping to get it up on the website soon. I just honestly haven't been in the office for the last 2 weeks. But if you'd like to order copies of the journal or at least see a PDF version of it before you order it, just shoot me an email. If you want to order these, they're $3 each. That includes printing, and we will ship them to your site. We haven't started running them yet. We will probably start that in June. So that's just where we are as far as getting everything kind of caught up. But the journal is ready to go, and it will be hitting reflections on each theme. We are also trying to find a way to get this journal into being an app format. To be honest, there's a lot of transitioning happening in the Pastoral Center lately. Our bishop, if you don't know, is kind of under the weather. So we are kind of keeping things kind of in just kind of control mode right now, not starting a whole bunch of new projects. So the app version of this, we do hope to have ready in the fall, so young people can do some processing, thinking, and even journaling, and maybe sharing their ideas via social media, via a journal app that we hope to have available in the fall. In addition to that, we do have some proposed formation sessions that we recommend that you use in the fall with your young people. So here's what we propose as far as the meetings go. Our hope is that you would do one business meeting in mid to late August. Invite parents, especially have parents there. The reason you need to have parents and young people be a part of this conversation is because we will not be getting the national liability waivers for adults or youth until August 15th of 2019. So we're not going to be even seeing those forms until August 15th. The minute I get them, I will forward them on to all of you to make it as easy for you and as timely for you to get those completed. We do need those back preferably by mid-September, so there's not a big turnover time. So if you can schedule a meeting for your adults and youth in the end of August so they can all come together, sit down and fill out those forms in one sitting, that's going to save you a lot of time. And it's going to make our lives a little bit easier, and it's going to make your family's lives a lot easier too. So that's what we hope. One business meeting, fill out the forms, finalize all of your trading items, your t-shirt designs, your fundraising questions, get that all done in one business meeting. When we gather young people, we should not be gathering them for the business of going to an event. We should be gathering them for the purpose of helping them to know Jesus in their lives better. That's why we do what we do. So we do not want to see every time you gather with young people just be about business. That's boring. Stop it. All right. So what we would like to see you do is 3 meetings, one in September, one in October, one in November, that really is formational. So we have some resources. We still have to polish these up a little bit to get them ready to go. But September will be focusing on the theme of blessed, October on broken, and November on given it. It just follows the theme of NCYC. So there will be some reflections and preparation in their hearts prior to going and hearing our keynotes speak about these as well. Just an update on that. If you go to the NCYC website, it's going to be worked on this month in June, and they are going to be refreshing that website coming up here next month. So you'll be seeing a lot more information coming out soon. All the workshop presentations, our presenters are not finalized yet. I just was meeting with Christina Lamas at the NFCYM yesterday, and she kind of showed me the plan on how this is all coming together. There is a plan on what's being released when. They're still finalizing the workshop presenters. That probably will not be coming out until June or July. The keynotes are pretty well established, and if you go to the website, you might be able to pick up there's a scrolling piece on the top that shows a little bit about the bios of who's going to be at NCYC. That should tell you what you need to know as far as who the keynotes will be this year. But there will be more information coming, so check that website and check social media for NCYC frequently, as updates will be coming out between now and the rest of the fall. All right, so this is what we're hoping. We'll be getting these resources out to you, we hope, by the middle of the summer, so that you will have some time, at least a month before each one, to prepare for what you can do with your adults and these sessions. Like I said, they're prepackaged, but if you want to do something else for Blessed, Broken, Given, by all means, go ahead. All right, and then one more closing slide. For those of you who were with us at the Faith Formation Leader Conference and Retreat on Friday morning last week, this is just a little bit of a bullet point of the things that I really put in front of all of you who work with young people. It's my real hope that we can use NCYC and pretty much everything we do as a turning point for how do we really reinvest in our young people? How do we strengthen our youth ministry programs? How do we stop this tide of young people feeling the church isn't relevant for them? How do we help young people to identify as a Catholic disciple of Jesus and commit to that through college and beyond? That's what we need to be about. And so here's my challenges for you. And challenge number 1 is to really reorient yourself so that if the thing you're thinking about the most is confirmation and religious education, you're probably doing youth ministry wrong. So I want you to move away from that being the primary thought, the primary focus of your ministry. Pope Francis just released Christus Vivit. Okay, so forgive my Latin. I got Pig Latin down, but the original Latin is still tough for me. So I think Christus Vivit is Christ is alive. It's his new papal exhortation on young people and vocational discernment. It is a must read for anybody. If you're getting a check from anybody to do youth ministry, this is a must read document. Spend some time with it, do a paragraph at a time. A couple weeks ago, I sent out a textables, tweetables, postables document. It's just a brief summary, little quotes here and there. It boils down a 48-page document down to a 12-page document. I'm also working on generating some kind of summary pieces that pastors can use in discussions with their parish councils about how to make the parish be a bit more responsive to the needs of young people. But his challenge, Pope Francis's challenges in Christus Vivit, are very clearly about establishing a relational ministry with young people, to go out and be with teenagers, to find them where they are and love the snot out of them. And he says a lot of times we focus on these formational programs that are prescriptive, that are curriculum driven, and they're really not about the needs of our young people. And young people find that boring and leave. If that sounds like your RE/confirmation program, the good news is you're just like a lot of other parishes in the country and the world. The bad news is that doesn't seem to be hitting it. So we need to look at doing things that are more relational. So here's one of my challenges. I'd like to see every parish in our diocese do an optional retreat for 9th and 10th graders. Something that's not confirmation, something in addition to beyond confirmation, as a prerequisite to confirmation, maybe. So again, not required. So I don't want you thinking that this is something that you have to do in order to get a kid confirmed. The opposite of that. And if you've only got 3 kids in your parish that are interested in maybe spending some more time growing in their faith and praying together with one another, do a retreat for 3 kids. This is not something you have to think your retreats are a conference. Meet young people where they are and give them a space to wrestle and explore their Catholicity. This is an imperative thing for us. We've seen so much success in retreats. In addition to that, invite them to things like a service trip this summer, or to a Steubenville conference, or to something beyond just RE and confirmation. So if you have any questions about what that can look like, or maybe you're like, I'm 20 hours a week and I'm responsible for everything in my parish, how can I do this? Call me. We can set up a time to sit and talk. We can walk through how to put together a retreat and what that can look like, or we can talk through maybe connecting you with some other parishes nearby so that you and them can partner together in offering an opportunity for young people. So that's specifically for underclassmen, 9th and 10th graders in high school. You could also do day-long retreats, mini retreats for middle school kids. They are ripe for this stuff. Middle school kids are so hungry for growing in their faith. Number three, I'd like to encourage as much buy-in in the Teens Encounter Christ program as possible. We've been putting some more energy and effort into this program recently. We're looking at doing some redesigning of how the tech weekend flows. The tech weekends will always be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We are not going to stop that 3-day model. For those of you who aren't aware, tech is a 3-day experience in the death, the resurrection, and the sending forth of the church. That's the Die, Rise, Go theme of tech. It is 3 days long. It is chock full of really the Paschal mystery and the Kerygma. So Archbishop has been clear to us. He wants our young people knowing who Jesus is and how he's involved in their life. And when you look at all of the retreat models out there, tech is the simplest exposure to the original message, the initial proclamation of the Kerygma, that there isn't any retreat model that I've seen. So that's why we're excited about this. My challenge, if you are, again, a paid youth minister, I'd like to see you be on a tech team once a year. That's my challenge to you. You can take that to your pastor and say, Father, I'd like to get a weekend in the schedule. There's 5 techs coming up next year. See if you can pick one, and we'll get you in touch with the director so they know to include you on their team. Encourage your young people to go to tech retreats. This is now available for 11th and 12th graders. You can also do things like write wheat letters of support to these young people, just saying that there's somebody out there who might not even know them, who cares about them. We do have reunions and rallies on Sunday night. If you can get to those to show support for the young people who are experiencing Christ that weekend, that would be awesome. So if you can support and get into the tech program, that's going to pay dividends for us as a diocese. And the fourth one I think is awesome. This is right out of Christus Vivit. Go out and be with your young people. And if that means being present on social media, responsibly, never one-to-one communication, but being present through active media in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and some of the more safer apps that our young people are using. Get out there and be present to them and send positivity and send the presence of Christ into the social media sphere, because that's where young people are looking for it. Sporting events, if you have young people who are finding meaning, purpose in life in their sports, you should be there encouraging them on as much as possible. Representatives from your parish should also be wherever our young people are. That's where we should be. That's our ministry field. So if you need to talk about how to be flexible in your work life, how to have a flexible schedule, how to not work mornings so that you can be present in the afternoons and evenings with your young people and the adults who serve them, and the parents of our young people who are also at those sporting events. If you don't have a flexible work environment, shoot me an email. We have resources that we've crafted to help you talk to your pastor about why that's important. And again, the Pope is saying this is what you should be doing. So if your pastor has a problem, have them take it up with the Pope. All right. Second thing I want you to do, second big category, I want you to build up a group of other people. You should not be doing ministry alone. We've talked about forming a team for NCYC. We're talking about forming a team for your parish. Again, this is a resource back to that Call to Accompany program out of the Archdiocese of Atlanta. Build up your team. Make sure there's other adults who are passionate about ministry with you. And then finally, make sure you're taking care of yourself. You can't give what you don't have. Make sure you are filling up and firing up your soul for ministry so that you radiate God's love. That makes you more infectious in a positive way, not like a measles and chickenpox way, but in a Christian love kind of infectiousness. So That's it. Take care of you. If you have any questions about how to do that or what's available, resources to take advantage of, if you just want to talk through some garbage, any one of us here in the Faith Formation Division, almost all of us in the Pastoral Center, would love to support you however we can. So all you need to do is reach out. If you want to talk about struggles or successes, we are here to help take care of you. But there's also other people out in the field who we can connect you with who might be able to help you better than we can. So whatever we can do, that would be awesome. So if you're viewing via the chat, go ahead and if you've got questions, I'll entertain those for a few minutes. I am right now, by the way, exactly at 30 minutes, which is the best I've ever done at getting through the whole thing. So any questions, go ahead and throw them into the chat. I'll take a few here. And if you are without question, feel free to go about and enjoy your day. And the notes from this conversation will be posted very shortly next to this video in the group leader page as soon as I can get those finalized and sent out. In the meantime, if you have any questions, let me know. You can shoot me an email at any time or give me a call. And do let me know about the t-shirts if you haven't done that yet. And please, I can't put any more urgency in you. Get those forms and registrations done. Michelle, I don't know if you were here for the whole thing, but the shirt options were proposed earlier. That if you want to go back and look at this video as soon as we're done recording, it'll be about like 4 or 5 minutes into the video. There will be the shirt options, and then we're encouraging people to email me k.fine@dbqarch or dbqcym@dbqarch.org, and just let me know what shirt option is your preference. If it's shirt number 2, let me know which color you'd prefer. Thanks everybody for all you do. I hope you have a great day. It's a beautiful day out there. Go out, get some exercise, and enjoy the fresh air. Yeah. All right. Cool. And thanks for all you do. We are so grateful for everything everybody's doing. All right. Have a great day. God bless. Be good.